welcome back, Full Heel Podcast. I am your host, Raquel, the host of the Full Heel Podcast. Hopefully all my mic levels are good, everything's going. Looks like I'm live, looks like I'm recording. And I got my guest here, my buddy Ryan. What's going on, buddy?
Living the dream on this side over here. Oh, I got that sound way too loud. Sorry. Everything's going pretty good. A couple of nice days in a row, just kicking back and enjoying everything right now.
Yeah, a couple days where no AC is needed. That's always a good thing. Especially here, I don't know.
It's weird though. It's like almost like it's middle of June, and I'm waking up it's like 6 degrees Celsius. So that's like in the 40s, I'm guessing, in Fahrenheit, give or take something in there. So it's kind of weird because like I'm used to like here, it feels like it's late April, early May more than anything else, but it's a lot better than being 45 Celsius or 95 Fahrenheit and just like roasting. So I'll take it right now. That shit's coming soon.
I'm confused by all your conversions,
my different conversions,
and Fahrenheit and stuff. But so yeah, if you're joining us today, I want to thank you guys. Me and Ryan will be discussing and reviewing NXT In Your House. So they took over the pay-per-view brand. They brought it back to life. Me and Ryan had been doing the pay-per-views for the past month. So we got through 4 of them, but we also did like 6. I think we also got 9 out of the way. We did a couple of them beforehand.
We did like just random ones out of the blue as part of just our show or whatever you want to say, like just like a random topic.
Yeah, if we wanted to get a quick one out of the way or something, we would do In Your House or something like that. So today we're gonna do In Your House, the NXT one, and it was a pretty good show. But before that, please go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get all the notifications and all the links to the shows that I've been doing. So yesterday we did a fight companion for the first time in... Well, me and Jesus had done one because Jesus had been coming by, but Toucan and Frankie hadn't come by in forever. And I'd only seen them passing by. So it was good to hang out with them. We all didn't share bowls. Frankie had a mask on. We all used hand sanitizer, kept it as safe as possible, even though Frankie had been protesting that same day. Doesn't make sense.
So I guess now does that mean that Full Heel is going to be Football and Full Heel be going live through the?
I think they're still doing it
through sitting down, or
I think they're still doing it quarantine Tuesday. I'm not sure. I think that Tuesday they're still going to do it. Maybe after that they'll move on to live ones again. I have 4 mics, so now I can even jump in. We'll all have individual mics with the mixer. So I'm kind of excited about this. Hopefully I sound good. I think I sound better than yesterday. I had too much gain on yesterday, so you could hear the AC on. I don't need the AC on today. So I didn't turn it on. But yeah, so go ahead and subscribe to Full Heel Podcast. Yesterday I did Fight Companion. Today me and Ryan will be reviewing NXT, which is pro wrestling. And then Friday I did a live stream of me playing Warzone for the very first time. So if I can get the mic levels fixed on that so it's not just all gameplay, go ahead and join me on there. I know a couple of people have already subscribed from the gaming world. I went ahead and checked out their channels. It's pretty much just gaming videos. So I'm assuming they checked out the Call of Duty and they're like, let me check out what this guy has. And they checked out the Fight Companion and some other videos. So a bunch of stuff here on the network. Also, go ahead and check out Football on Full Heel, the show I produce here on the network. My buddy Frankie, talking about La Liga, Liga MX, Serie A, Bundesliga, Champions League, Premier League, all that good stuff. They break down football.
And he will feed you all the Messi Kool-Aid that he can also. So.
Yeah, he's a big Messi shill. He gets paid by the Messi people to give you nothing but positive opinions on him.
You're like you really are becoming like the Mexican Conrad Thompson.
I hope, man. I hope I could start making some fucking money and start buying awesome wrestling memorabilia. Maybe one of Ric Flair's robes for $30,000.
If I come on here one day and you got like you have a wig on or something,
and I'm spinning the
rope, I'm fucking losing my shit. That's like the graph is made the big time.
Well, like right now, I have fucking like little piss shit toys that are worth a little bit of money. Like they're worth like $100-$150 when I bought them for like $20. So like I've kept those, but I want some real authentic belts. Maybe that's the next step, and then maybe after that is like signed belts.
Nice.
And then ring worn belts. You know, that's a little crazy because you know it's just a ton of money for someone that's worn the belt. But you know, if you make that money, why not? But
and if you could get like the Eddie Guerrero Universal, Undisputed Championship though.
Oh my god, dude! I saw that, but that one, I bet is so like I'd settle for like a, I don't know, Daniel Bryan something right now, but before it starts accelerating in price.
Daniel Bryan hemp belt.
Yeah, that I kind of want to get that action figure because that's the only action figure that's going to be with the hemp belt. They made one. He's out right now, so I should probably pick him up before.
Yeah, because when he lost that belt at Mania,
they already had Kofi's.
Kofi was given like the legit belt.
Yeah,
they're like, "Don't worry, Kofi, we're not going to give you this thing."
Yeah, it was hideous. Before we get into NXT TakeOver, though, have you seen that Seattle has been taken over, Ryan? It is a, what would you call it? Anarchy state. They've taken City Hall. They got like 6 blocks.
I haven't been looking at it too much, but I keep on hearing things. I'm like, there's so much going on right now. I don't need one more. You know what I mean? It's just like, and I like.
Yeah, well, like I kind of was in the same boat. I'm like, there's too much fucking shit. I'm trying to like not turn a blind eye, but you know,
you can only take so much.
Yeah, like
at one
I'm just
time.
trying to avoid the media bullshit, the repetitiveness of it. But then they started talking about how Seattle's being taken over by like 6 blocks of it is taken over by anarchists, and they took over the police department, and shit's going crazy. I don't know. I'm scared.
Wild times, baby.
I'm scared, man. Hot times.
Well, I mean, they just had. I mean, like the whole George Floyd, like, what was that? You know, like almost a month ago, but I think it was a week, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. There was like another instance where I don't know if the guy died, but another black civilian was like choked out by a cop, and like, so what the did you not just see what happened? Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden it's happening. It's like you can't be that dumb. Yeah. You just can't be like you have to know what's going to happen if you are on, like, they all have videos now, either in their car, on their body. Yeah. So there's cell phones everywhere. There's CCTV everywhere. Like what the it's like you just want to like smack him upside the head and be like, you can't be this stupid. Yeah. You have to have seen what happened at the end of May, and now you're doing this exact same. I think that's what, I might be wrong. I think it was in somewhere like Tennessee in that area. Like I said, I could be wrong, but it's like, God damn it! It's like every week, it's like you're not learning, and it's all that's going to happen is these things are going to keep on going, and it's just going to be more violence and more protests. And it's like you're not going to win. Like you will lose eventually. Like it's fucked, man.
Yeah, and if you guys are like, oh, we don't want to hear about all this, it's relevant because in the WWE, I'm actually kind of not surprised. I'm glad that Vince McMahon hasn't put a stop to them, to Kofi, and I'm referring to the Kofi and
Big E,
where they were allowed to kneel. And put up the black fist.
They had the armbands too with the names of of the three people.
Mm-hmm. And they've been able to do backstage stuff that.
Well, even like we'll talk in a little bit about on NXT with Keith Lee on his trunks last Sunday. We had Black Lives Matter, and that's something that you would not have seen that even like a year ago. And I don't know if Vince is kind of letting things go because of the no crowds. I hope it's legit that he was like fine with the movements and everything like that. But yeah, like it is kind of cool to see that these guys are able to express themselves and keep the movement going even though you're watching entertainment, because we're seeing it in all the European leagues in soccer, when a guy scores, they'll kneel, they'll have a shirt with writing on it, they'll have something to keep this going. They're saying, like, even though we are entertaining you, also be aware that we know what's happening in the world, and we're with you guys. We're not just collecting checks and that's it. Like, we believe in this change just as much as you do. So it is it's a fucking weird time.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm happy that, like you said, sorry, that Vince McMahon's allowing them to express themselves that way.
Before we move on, I don't know if you want to talk about, just kind of brush over, tonight, is Backlash.
Yeah, it snuck up on me. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know why I forgot it was tonight. I knew it was coming up, but yeah, I'm pretty excited because everyone's tired today, so I think I'll be up by myself, being able to hang out and watch that. So, got some fun matches on the card. I think probably the only match as of now that I really don't care to see is the Strowman handicap match for the title. That's the only one where I can just be like, eh. But
who's he facing for the title?
The Miz and John Morrison. It's it's a handicap match, but it's like one of those things where whoever gets the pin is the champion. Yeah. So they're not going to take it off Braun at this point in time. Yeah. If they do, I don't see how it doesn't go to the Miz, but I don't think that they will split up that tag team by making one of them the champion. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make any sense. Those guys work well together. Morrison's freshly back. The dirt sheet duo. I don't see how. So that to me is almost like a wash of a match. But
yeah, it's a little weird though, man.
Unless they do what they did with with Braun last time when he was the Intercontinental Champion. Maybe they swerve us.
I like Morrison, but why did Miz turn heel just because he came back? I kind of don't get that.
Yeah, like I and the fans are always behind Morrison. Mm-hmm. Like they could have kept those guys like as a face tag, mm-hmm. And let things play out. But yeah, I don't because they worked hard to get the Miz, Bray, and the Fiend to kind of switch that around, mm-hmm. just to backtrack it. But I mean, it's like I was telling the other day that the new rumors that Vince wants to put the title on Lashley also, and he wants to give Lashley like a legit run. They're talking like 4 to 6 months as champion, I heard. What website I was on, but it's like Vince pushed for years to get the title on Drew McIntyre to the point where he had to release him because no one wanted to give him the belt. Mm-hmm. They bring him back, they put the belt on him. Finally, Vince is through the roof, and they're like, we're gonna take that. Like, I hope that they don't do it. I hope that it's just rumor and innuendo, and there's no truth to it. Because I as much as Lashley does probably deserve a title run at some point for the body of his career, you can't just give the belt to McIntyre. Just like do what you do with Kofi, kind of thing. Give it to him for like a few months at least before you take it off him. But I don't know. We'll see. It's a swerve.
Yeah. I don't know what they're doing. I think Lashley would fare pretty well with an IC title. A good IC title run maybe first, especially now that they're adding MVP as his manager. Seems like they're keeping Lana.
That whole Lana thing went away pretty quickly, eh?
Well, she's still there. I'm surprised she's still there. And she still has a contract, and they let go of Rusev, so I don't know what the hell's up with that.
Yeah, I mean, I know they're reaching out and they're bringing back some guys, so maybe Rusev will get a reach, not a reach around, a reach out.
Maybe both.
Maybe both. Maybe he has to do a little bit of both,
Yeah, maybe he'll request a reach around to come back.
I think, if anything, then what they should do is have someone like Lashley against Strowman, have like the two big guys going. Like that, to me, I think, because that that way we can have a WrestleMania recap and just have a 7-move match, Lashley and Strowman.
I could see someone like Lashley taking it off of Strowman right now, and maybe they have him maybe they have Strowman with the title till they have Lashley take it off of him and keep Lashley with it for a while because the Fiend doesn't really need it.
No, I know that because they were talking about Jinder Mahal was supposed to have like a pretty long storyline with McIntyre, but he's going to be out for a while. He just came back from an injury and he just messed up his knee, so he's back on the shelf for I heard months, not weeks, but I have to see what happens there.
All right. So I have the card pulled up. They have Edge taking on Randy Orton in the greatest wrestling match of all time, supposedly. Even though they're already calling it beforehand. So thank you WWE for telling us beforehand. That it's
supposed to be. They said that the runtime I think is supposed to be over half an hour too.
God dang.
Because it's all it's been pre-recorded so that they can edit out everything to make it look like it's the greatest wrestling match ever.
Yeah.
The greatest recorded wrestling match.
And then they have they're also gonna have Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship. I would assume they keep it on Lashley or on Drew McIntyre. But once they put the title on McIntyre and they turn them face, I think it doesn't work.
Yeah, no, like when it's weird. He's kind of like Stone Cold in that sense, where he's having fun as the champion, but whereas Austin was able to just be the heel that the fans could get behind, they are they're switching McIntyre, which I don't think it's necessary. The fans like him already. You don't have to make him a good guy. You can keep him as the bad guy that the fans enjoy, or not necessarily. You could be like in between, good and bad. I don't know. I don't get paid millions of dollars to do this, but that's what I see. I think that you could keep a guy as a heel and have fans cheer him on and be your champion. We've seen it tons of times in wrestling.
Yeah, I think creative just doesn't know kind of what to do with him. I think he was doing good as a heel. I liked him as a heel.
Yeah.
I don't know why they moved off
that. It was once he got into the Royal Rumble with Brock Lesnar. That's what really the fans got behind him, and for some reason it was like they flipped the switch there that he's going to get the belt and he's going to be the good guy. It's like Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is the bad guy. He gets the shot against Lesnar, and all of a sudden he's a face. It's like, no, it doesn't have to work that way. Like it. I mean, I guess it's not 1997. It's times have changed, I guess, and you can't have a heel versus a heel for a title anymore. I don't get it, but that's me.
Yeah, Ryan, you don't get it. You don't have all the answers. No.
I don't have all the answers. Someone get Bruce Pritchard on line 1.
Oh, dude, yeah. Speaking of Bruce Pritchard, he's fucking in charge of everything now.
Everything. I thought
consolidated all the shows together apparently, and put Bruce Pritchard in charge of everything.
I was surprised because when they announced that he was going to be in charge of everything, it's cool, whatever. But it was the firing of Paul Heyman that kind of caught me off guard. I thought they would have kept Paul Heyman around in some capacity, because he's still they just had the on Something to Wrestle. They just did the ECW One Night Stand pay-per-view, and they talked about Paul Heyman's genius and all these things behind it. And it had just happened to coincide of how good his storytelling was. Is he's being fired for his storytelling? So it's kind of awkward time to drop the podcast.
I would be interested to see like what stories he was actually in charge of, because I heard Bruce. Well, the more popular ones, I guess, the ones that got over more with the crowd, I'm guessing had to have been the Bruce Pritchard ones.
Yeah, and I mean, Bruce does have that longer relationship with Vince. Not necessarily a better relationship, but a longer one. And maybe Vince just happens to trust his stories more. I don't know. Yeah, like I'd be interested in seeing what Heyman was bringing to the table week in, week out. But I'm like I said, I'm just more shocked that it was just Bruce is in charge of everything and Paul Heyman's gone. Like, they even want to try and keep him as like an on-screen to like Lesnar's not around right now. Why don't you put him with someone else that you want to like really bring up, like they did with CM Punk? Like put him with some talent that you really want to bring to the next level, maybe from NXT to the main roster. And like anyone that's even on the main roster that you want to push to the next level. I I don't get it, but I don't know. Like you said, I would be interested in seeing who did what storylines to find out. Maybe there's a clear picture as to why.
They're gonna have to keep Paul Heyman with Lesnar, but now that AEW has Brian Cage and Taz together, they have Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman light. So
yeah, I was gonna say light, yeah. Yeah, because I can't see Paul Heyman going to AEW.
Mm-hmm.
AEW's writing staff seems to be pretty good, unless they were going to use him as an on camera personality. Because AEW seems to be right now they got what they want. They're doing their thing. So
yeah, it seems like Zack Ryder's teasing that he's going to TNA.
Really?
On his show, he took down, I forgot what belt it was, and he put up the Impact title.
Oh wow! Okay.
In the background. Okay. So who knows? Mm-hmm. It's just rumor and innuendo, but
I don't deal in rumor and innuendo.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. It's just that, pretty sure he did it on purpose to get I don't know, people talking.
Right.
Maybe
they're
signing
that
maybe signing.
They're saying that Impact might be able to like push itself to be kind of like the ECW now. To the Monday Night Wars, if you would. You know how the WC, like AEW and WWE will be like the two main horses in the race, but they're saying that Impact has the potential with these guys that are coming in, if they were to splash the money properly to these guys that were just released, mm-hmm. and bring them in and try and like bring themselves up a couple notches and maybe try to make themselves back to like 2004 or 5, 6 there when they were competing with WWE on a regular basis. But we will see.
Right now, I think they're having problems with Tessa Blanchard. Their Tessa Blanchard, the world heavyweight champion.
Is she NW? I thought is she Impact?
Yeah, isn't she?
I don't know. You could be right. For some reason, I thought she was NWA.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Impact.
It's Impact, okay.
Because Brian Cage was Impact, and she beat the guy that beat Brian Cage.
Oh, okay.
I forget.
Like
his
I
name.
don't. I don't. Really
Jeff knows his name.
I don't have much access to the to TNA anymore.
I kind of want to get that Impact Zone thing. That app. It's like $6 a week. I've never seen TNA, so I wouldn't mind getting that and maybe doing some fight campaigns with Jesus.
Nice.
On TNA. He actually likes TNA. He's got some TNA figs. He used to go to.
Oh, really?
I went to my first Ring of Honor show with him.
Okay.
And it was a pretty big one. I have a video up of it. The Young Bucks were there. Jay Lethal, Austin Aries.
Was he Black Machismo?
No, I wish he was Black Machismo. That would have been so awesome.
That would have been badass.
But I think it's when he had like a bunch of belts.
Oh, okay.
But it was pretty cool. So no, but Jesus likes all that stuff. So I wouldn't mind getting the TNA Impact thing. But yeah, I heard they're having problems with her. Maybe.
She's had issues like after she won the belt or something. She put out some tweet about women's rights, and then like all the women came out and were like, "You've been holding back like minority women for so long, treating them like scum and all that stuff." And she's like, "Ah."
Yeah, they're like, "Wait, women unite. You're racist." They're like, "Wait a minute, bitch, you racist." And she's like, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut," and like a bunch of people came out.
Yeah, she got quiet after that came out, and it's like, well, when you stay quiet when those allegations come out and you don't fight it,
I think you know what? I think she did release a statement, but it was like a general statement, like I didn't say any of that stuff, and there's no proof. So, and then other people are like, "I have you recorded," and it's like I've never heard the recordings or anything, but she refutes the claims. So
she can refute it all she wants, but when you have
it's multiple people, it's not just one person.
I don't know their names because I don't follow it, but there was a black female wrestler that came out and said all the allegations. She said no, I didn't, and then all the white women came out and said no, you did say that stuff, and that's when she shut her mouth. She's like, oh, they don't got my back, I'm fucked.
Yeah,
keep my mouth shut and just ride this out, and hopefully people forget about it in 20 years' time.
Put the title on me, forget about it.
Exactly.
But I think they're coming back soon too. So they might just be the ECW to the WWF and now AEW.
Yeah.
What a situation. How time repeats itself.
That's it, right? It's all cyclical. Vince McMahon will own them all again.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter of time.
Eventually, they're gonna work out some deal where Khan is gonna fucking absorb all the XFL players, and Vince McMahon's gonna get to AEW or something. I don't know. Some crazy shit's gonna happen. That was awesome though how they did the AEW stadium match in Jaguar Stadium because he owns it. Oh, that was cool.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, Vince, you got the headquarters, I got the stadium, bitch. Like,
dude, I found the funny thing, and I don't know, we may have touched on it, but because I watched it a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. After we talked about WrestleMania with Orton and Edge and that hanging with the weight machine and how controversial it was.
Yeah.
How AEW ran, and I get the angle and I understand what it is, but when they were dunking Matt Hardy underwater to the point where they were trying to drown him, and it was Rant or Shad had drowned. Mm-hmm. And everyone's just like attacking them. They're like, no, we didn't mean it. It's like, it was still, you have to understand it's going to be controversial when you do it. There's going to be people that are going to look at it the wrong way, but
they needed a way to bring out the Matt Hardys, all right?
Well, and that's it. And that's the thing. Like, I get
we needed Matt Facts. I was telling
they had to do something. They had to do something, but it's just like, oh, that's a little soon. But so, I mean, I digress. I mean, if that was the only negative thing you can take away from that match, it's not the worst thing.
Yeah, no, they're trying, and I guess that's all we can ask for, especially right now with.
Well, that's it, right? With everything that's going on right now, like fuck, like who cares? Like, just be happy that you have something. That's it.
Let's finish this up so we can get into the NXT card.
Yes.
Let's see. Did I close it out? I think I did close it out. I'll look it up real quick. Backlash 2020. Because, when you hit me up yesterday, I'm like, fuck, man, I can't move the time. Backlash is tomorrow, and then I got a barbecue.
Yeah, I completely forgot about Backlash being today, like I said, and that snuck up on me. Yeah,
it's because last week was fucking In Your House.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's probably why. Just the fact that they'd had back-to-back weeks of an event, because it's weird to have an NXT on a Sunday. I think that's what threw me off, because usually NXT runs the Saturday before pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But times being what they are,
distancing the talent.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we went McIntyre, Lashley. That's going to be interesting to see if they give it a Lashley, because you were saying they want to push him.
I really just hope that it's like they give these guys time. Mm-hmm. I hope that they don't do something stupid like they did at WrestleMania, because Lashley has that Lesnar beast quality to him. I just hope that it's not a 4-minute squash in some way, shape, or form. I hope that it lasts give us 15 to 20 minutes if you have like. I know Lashley's going to gas just because of his size, but I hope that they give us something.
Yeah, that'd be nice, but WWE, they're like putting on squashes for no reason.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys want Goldberg, Brock Lesnar? Here's 2 minutes of them. It's like, what?
Yeah. At least the WrestleMania match. Not to sidetrack again, but when they did that Goldberg Brock Lesnar at was it SummerSlam, I'm going to say, when Goldberg came back and he beat Lesnar like that, and then they came back to WrestleMania, they did 5 minutes. Those two matches, perfect. But now you're trying to do it with every single main event. It's like, if you're going to beat Lesnar, you got to do it quick, or else, no, come on. Let's smarten this up.
They know they got to knock him out within the first minute to get him out of there. It's like, come on,
exactly.
How many times are you guys going to use the same narrative?
I mean, just because UFC had 4 1-minute knockouts last night doesn't mean that you have to do it also.
Which was fucking awesome yesterday. Matches were being ended quick.
Yeah, I got to record it. Actually, I gotta go watch that tonight. Maybe after Backlash.
I'm gonna try to live stream some me and Jamie dropping in on mofos with pistols. Dude, it's fun because. So I have a bunch of Call of Duties and Halos, and I love Halo. That's the reason I jumped to Xbox. But
PS5.
I have a PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2. I'm not averse to it. It's just
right.
I don't.
It's just certain games are available for Xbox.
Yes, and I don't find too much of a difference where I'm like, well, I have to get that one. I'm like, well, now I have to get that one. It's like I already have 15 years in my Xbox Live thing where when I sign in, it has my gamer tag and 15 years of loyalty. It doesn't say loyalty, but when Halo came out and I played it, I was like, me and my cousins played it, and all right, so a little bit of better understanding. Family reunions, a bunch of the fucking cousins would get together. We'd all fucking jump on one TV, and we'd all rotate a controller out. Last two players would have to rotate out, and we'd all play the GoldenEye 007.
Okay.
We fucking loved it. You know, rockets, golden gun, whatever, or like power weapons, fucking proximity mines, all the crazy shit. As we grew, more systems came out. I moved over to the PlayStation from the Nintendo, I guess, and we had PlayStation 2. And then the Xbox came out, and I went over to one of my said cousins' house that had the GoldenEye, or played GoldenEye back in the day with us.
Right.
I go over, and he's like, hey, I have an Xbox if you guys want to go play it. And we're like, nah, get the hell out of here with that gay shit.
Yeah.
Not knowing, like, what it was, you know, just being stupid kids, like, that's dumb, we're not going to play it. So he's like, no, it's fun. He's like, I got a shooting game. Come play. I got multiple controllers. We could play multiplayer. And we're like, all right, cool, let's go. So we go up there, and he's like, what do you guys want to play? We play a couple game classes, and he's like, you guys want to play Rockets? And we're like, what is that? And he's like, just Rockets. And we're like, okay, cool. Dude, we were fucking having a blast, jumping around, just rockets everywhere. Right. Because if you've ever played Halo, you get like, if you max out the rocket launcher, I think it's six missiles in it, or six rockets in it. And you could shoot them fast, and it's like poof, poof, and then reload, and then poof, poof.
Like, I played Halo once, and I'm gonna guess that it was, I don't, it's probably like 18, 17 years. It was was like when Xbox was brand new and Halo had just come out.
Yeah.
My buddy had it. I played it once. I liked it. But I just never, I couldn't afford it. I had the system I had, and I mean, I had it was a GameCube that I had up until 2011 when I got a PlayStation 3, and that was like, so like, to me, that imagine going from like, you know, playing FIFA 06 to playing FIFA 12 or something, you know what I mean? Like, going from Nintendo GameCube to PlayStation 3 graphics. I was like, what the hell is this nonsense?
Yeah.
I can see the grass move. Like, what?
Yeah, no, like, so we had a blast, and then me and my brother were like, can we have a pool, Dad? 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 So eventually he's like, fuck it, all right. He's like, I'll buy you guys a used system. How much are the used systems? And it was like $150 instead of like the 300 or whatever.
Right.
Because we would buy us systems. We did have a 64. We had a PlayStation 1, a PlayStation 2. And he's like, it's not the holidays or whatever. I don't know if we waited till the holidays or whatever, or I saved up enough money from working cutting yards with him. Eventually got a used Xbox and bought a used copy of Halo. Rest is history. The rest of my cousins slowly converted to Xbox as well, to the point where I would hang out with one of my cousins, and we'd go to his friend's house, and he'd have his friends over too, and we'd have 3 TVs hooked up with 3 Xboxes hooked up, and then you'd have multiple people on different TV. Or you had your different teams on different Xboxes. So like 2 or whatever, like more people could jump in because you had more slots, depending on who wanted to play or the amount of people. So we were LAN partying. I was young, dude. I was like 13, 14 years old when this was going on. But my cousin is like 5 years older than me. So he's 18, and my mom trusts him because he's a good guy. We're just going to go play video games at his friend's house and eat cheeseburgers, and that's all it was.
Yeah.
I didn't start smoking weed till I was 20 years old, almost 21. So, like, when I came back smoking, he's like, you smoke weed? What the fuck? And I started smoking with him when he came back. But, like, we used to LAN party and shit like that. So, this goes back a while. And then he's like, hey, dude, they're coming out with this thing called Xbox Live where we're going to be able to play Halo with anyone and everyone around the world.
Yeah, that was, like, when they started doing that shit, that was game-changing.
Yeah, so when people are like, oh, Xbox is shit, this and that, I'm like, you weren't around, all right? If you weren't playing Xbox Live, you were on PlayStation playing campaign modes because your fucking lives sucked. So go ahead and hate all you want, because PlayStation had to catch up eventually. And I'm not saying that Xbox is better. I'm saying they're almost on par. But at the time, I was on the right fucking side of history playing online video games, playing Halo Online, playing all this other shit, while motherfuckers were over there playing campaign modes and then eventually caught up and then thinking they're the best.
Right. Well, that's the thing. It's like when you look at the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, I don't know what the new Xbox is called.
The Xbox has better features, more gigahertz.
Yeah, when you look at it, it's like that. Like
gigahertz.
I don't know too much about technology and that kind of stuff, but if you look at the numbers of everything, Xbox does have more, but it's not like you're not looking at Xbox and the Super Nintendo.
Exactly.
And the way you look at the graphics in these things, it's really what is your preference. At this point in time, today it's just what do you prefer? Do you prefer the Xbox?
And Xbox is pretty much like PlayStation. Hey, we're giving you the option of having the best capability of 8K that there is right now. You don't need 8K. You can have 4K. You can have HDMI, but the capability is here. Which PlayStation is going to have too, maybe and it might be off to the slightest degree for now, till they fix it and they come out with their slim version or their updated new designer version because it's all artsy now or whatever. I don't know. They're gonna do something to try to innovate, to try to beat the other. This console war, I haven't seen a console war this hyped up since the 1 and the 4. I don't think was that hyped up. I think PlayStation took it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that Xbox was. I think it was Xbox One. I think people said it wasn't really necessary. Yeah. I think it was.
What I'm surprised is Xbox 360 survived the Red Ring of Death thing, and I think it was just the gaming quality. Yeah.
Right.
The gaming quality that they had is what carried them through the hardware malfunctions that the Xbox console itself had.
Okay.
Because everyone got Red Rings of Death.
The new Xbox, though, I don't know if the design of it was like a box. Yeah. It looks like in the picture I saw. I'm hoping that the play again, as long as you can put a game in there and play it, it doesn't have to look beautiful. But the PlayStation design, it's fucking nice, man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's nice. But if you want to be simplistic, it'll go the Xbox one will go really nice next to your PC tower.
And that's exactly like I said. Does it play video games? Yes. Is it ugly? Yes. But it plays video games? Yes. All right. But so it does what it's supposed to do. That's all that matters, right? At day's end, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
So.
Get that tangent going on. Video game tangent. Back to Backlash, which we aren't even covering. We're supposed to be talking about.
Yeah, we aren't even started the damn recap. That's the show, everybody.
Yeah, we already talked about Braun Strowman and The Miz. I don't think Braun's dropping until either one of these guys.
Nah, he ain't dropping anytime soon. Not until the Fiend comes back, and Fiend can actually have a legit rivalry with him, I think.
Yeah. Asuka Nia Jax. Asuka's champion.
I don't think they're taking it off her after the way that she got the belt. Mm-hmm. I'd be very surprised if they take it off her this early.
Yeah, but they need to give her a chance to redeem it and redeem her character change. I don't like the character. It's another example of let's put the title on them and we need them face. But why? It doesn't matter. They have the title. Let's make them face. It's like, why?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. She still has crying green makeup and now she's just a goofy face instead of a goofy heel.
I want her to get Jax out of the way and bring back that rivalry that they were planting the seeds of with her and Shayna from Elimination Chamber and that. Bring that in. That's what I want to see because that would be badass.
Yeah.
Well, now you have. Well, we'll talk about it later, but Charlotte's now available too.
Yes.
So yes. They got some stuff that they can do with her going forward. So.
And then after that, we have Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus or Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan with the red hair and the chops when he gets them. What action figure did I show you? And you're like, oh, you have an action figure of me, and I'm like, no, I have an action figure of you, and I brought out my fucking Lego Sheamus.
Yeah, the little Lego Sheamus. I forget what it was, but
I forgot who it was. Was it the Kung Fu guy? I don't know.
Was it? Yeah, that's what. It was like a guy who's ripped.
Yeah.
And just wearing pants, just ripped. I was like, oh, you got a figure of me? Yeah. He's like, yeah, I do actually.
Yeah, I'm like, look, it's this one. And then I got Jake the Snake, the same Lego thing, doing the DDT on him. That was
yeah.
cool. Yeah, so Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus. I like the story, and these guys have the capability of putting on a great match, especially how Sheamus wrestles and Jeff Hardy's flying ability.
Yeah, the people that are pissed off, okay, I understand Jeff Hardy does have like legit substance abuse problems in his past. I understand it all. But I mean, he's clean. He's being tested. He would not be in the ring in WWE if he was not clean. When they bring this idea up to him, if he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't have to do it. Like he might get buried, but he's still getting paid no matter what his storyline is.
Yeah, but you got to admit it's a pretty heavy fucking.
It's big, but I mean,
he killed fucking Elias. He hit him with a car.
But it's like,
and he's not even bald, and he doesn't even have a goatee.
Let's go back to the Attitude Era, and I think the people that are watching it right now that are complaining, you go back there and watch anything from 1998.
I'm just mad.
Anything.
I'm just mad he's not bald and doesn't have a goatee. He should be getting hit with cars.
Who knows? Maybe we haven't seen him when he comes back.
Yeah, right. Maybe they knew something we didn't.
That's kind of funny though. I've never seen a drifter be cared about so much after getting hit by a car.
Yeah.
No, but in all seriousness though, like yes, it is a tough thing to watch, but it's not like they haven't done it in the past and people ate it up and loved it and cheered it and wanted more. I think the storyline is entertaining.
Stupid. Stupid of me was like, and this is how they get you, and this is how you know it's good, because I know this is scripted and I know it's a storyline, but I'm like, could this any way be true? I'm like,
did Jeff have a relapse? And it was
did Jeff really hit this guy and they're actually going to show it? I'm like, no, there's no way, stupid.
Yeah.
But, like they're showing an aspect of it,
showing attempted manslaughter.
yeah.
You're like, I'm not going to edit that in. It's all good.
But I don't know. I was just like, it's like, because it's there. Like, there's the real life aspect of it. It's the good writing. There's the real life aspect.
When Stone Cold was hit by the car back in Survivor Series back in 98, 99, whatever it was. I mean, I wasn't in my 30s like you, but I was 14. I believed it. I was like, what the fuck? They actually hit, what's going, like, I thought it was real.
To be fair, I was really high while I was watching this.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. I was ripped to watching this. I'm like, man, could this be real? Did he just how I could just kill a man?
Yeah. I like the piss in the face. That was good.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, I think there should be
the acting was good match. Too. I think Jeff had good acting. You know, he was like, "What the hell happened?" You know,
This is Jeff Hardy at his finest. When Jeff Hardy has to go up against like the big guys, we've seen him against Undertaker, Triple H, Kane, Big Show. We've seen him in these matches, and he makes it work because his style goes against them, and he can take the bumps that they need him to take. He's very Rob Van Dam-esque in that way.
420. I like how Shivani never knew what 420 was. I didn't know either. I'm over here fucking making fun of him, and I didn't know either.
I always like the five knuckle shuffle. Vince McMahon never knew what it was. Yeah. It's like, it's great. It's like, okay, Vince, we're gonna
run with it then. You good?
Gonna five knuckle shuffle on him.
For those of you guys that don't know.
Followed by Val Venus's money shot.
Yeah, the money shot. Five knuckle shuffle.
Oh, fuck, all right. Man.
After you five knuckle shuffle for a while, the money shot comes out. All right.
Yeah, Val Venus and John Cena would have been a great tag team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Five knuckle shuffle into the money shot. Boom. 1, 2, 3. Go home. Oh, god damn it. Way too much fun.
After this, well, I don't know. I think they're gonna somehow build up Jeff Hardy. So actually, Jeff Hardy was knocked out of the Intercontinental Championship match, which is, it's good writing. I don't know who's writing this, but I enjoy it.
It's got to be Bruce at this point.
Yeah, because when you look at the tournament bracket, you're like, damn. Who's gonna win? This is gonna be a good match. Who's gonna win that match, and who's gonna advance to face Daniel Bryan?
This goes back to like those early Kings of the Ring, King of the Rings that used to have. Like when you'd see like, oh, this guy could go, this guy. Oh, it's like,
and then they took it away from you, like. But then they continue with it with a storyline. It's not a bullshit injury or nothing. It's something that they're gonna actually take from the tournament, put into story, and continue with it, and maybe incorporate it into the Intercontinental Championship later, because it was part of it to begin with.
And that's what I was gonna say. Like, I heard when Matt jumped to AEW, Jeff had just re-upped his contract, and there was a lot of rumblings that Vince wanted to put the belt on Jeff as a slap in the face to Matt.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the whole thing with the tournament happened, and they took him out, I thought, okay, well maybe that was just like a rumor. But then you start thinking like, Daniel Bryan or AJ Styles against Jeff Hardy in like 2 months' time. Ooh, that could be fun, man. They could make some magic happen around SummerSlam with some of those guys if they keep the belt on AJ long enough.
Yeah, I was getting mad about Matt Hardy merchandise, but because I'm like, these fucking jerks, how dare they? Because recently, if you go to the stores right now, they're releasing the Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy double packs. They're releasing a network preview with him in the flying drone, and they have WrestleMania moments where he came out with the white on, but he's getting paid for all this shit. So what the fuck am I complaining about? I'm sure pretty sure. I'm not pretty sure. I'm 100% sure Matt Hardy owns his own likeness and his own merchandise rights, and he's getting
because that's why he's been able to bring that his character from was it Impact to WWE to AEW.
Yeah.
So he definitely owns all of that stuff.
Yeah. So after thinking about it for a second, I'm like, wait a minute, stop getting mad at the aspect that they released him after the fact that he left. I'm like, no, he's still getting paid off of this shit. They don't own this.
I forgot to ask you the other day? We talked about last week. They're bringing out Sean Waltman, but it was a fan vote elite figure. They're doing NWO 123 Kid or X Factor, so they're not a DX one, and they're like, the rumor that I heard is that a lot of people are voting for the 123 Kid to be the elite for Sean Waltman. So you might be able to get your hands on one of those guys.
It would be nice because I passed up on the really retro one where he's in the blue singlet and it has 1, 2, 3 written across. I passed him up, and he had a tag belt too, man. I should have picked him up. I'm so stupid. Because now he's like $50 instead of, I saw him as low as $13 at one point. I remember. But I'm like, I already have DX Sean Waltman. I'm good.
Yeah.
And he came with a European belt, but I should have gotten a 1, 2, 3 Kid. Because I had Razor and then NWO Scott Hall. I had Diesel.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then NWO Nash. And then I had Shawn Michaels and then DX Shawn Michaels. DX. And then I had Hunter Hearst Helmsley and then I had DX Triple H. And then I had a DX that I opened, X-Pac. But now I don't have 1, 2, 3 Kid. The kiddos are back.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
They're walking the dog?
No, the dog was sleeping. They were at a park. And then now they just brought the dog in to hang out with me.
Nice. Well,
see if I can bring my whole computer screen, not just a camera, but there he is. Kobe. There he is.
Is he named after the late Kobe Bryant?
Kobe Bryant was still alive.
What's that? We didn't get to see him. I forgot to put the Kobe,
over here.
For all the dog lovers out there. What kind of breed is it?
He's Spaniel. Kobe, over here. Come here, buddy. Look, there.
I like how you froze. I wonder if it disconnected or something. Yeah, I think Ryan disconnected when he showed us Kobe. We'll get Ryan back on the call right now. Yeah, we made Ryan lose connection by showing us his dog. But sorry everybody. Let's see. Let's move on. So Ryan will give us a call back in a second. I'll bring up the card and we'll move on. So Bayley and Sasha, the new women's tag team champions, Bayley being the SmackDown women's champion also, so she's a champ, are taking on Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, the former champions, and the Iconics. Billie Kay and Peyton Royce are back in this whatchamacallit? Back in the picture, so they're challenging for that too. I don't see them putting the title on Sasha and Bayley and then taking it off of them this quick. I don't see the point in that. So I think they're gonna keep it on Bayley and Sasha and continue that kind of story. I don't know what they're going for. Next match after that is Apollo Crews taking on Andrade with Zelina Vega. It's going to be a singles match for the United States Championship. I was kind of shocked that they put it on Apollo Crews. I had no idea they were going to put it on Apollo Crews, but I was kind of surprised because it didn't seem like they were really going anywhere with him ever since they brought him up. I think he was on NXT. Or did they bring him straight up? I don't remember exactly how they brought him up, but they really haven't done anything with him. So when he beat Andrade for the United States Championship, I was kind of surprised. I think it might have even been in a triple threat match, but still, nonetheless, he is the United States Champion, his first major title. So that's pretty cool. Let me bring up the NXT In Your House pay-per-view that me and Ryan will be reviewing. They're bringing back the pay-per-view title. For those of you guys that don't know or ever watched, NXT was a 2-hour pay-per-view show that they sold for a lot less than the regular pay-per-view price at the time. And it was in between all the big shows, so instead of being 3 hours, it was 2 hours, and it was jam-packed with some not successful storylines, I guess, at the time, with Diesel being champion around that time and losing the title halfway into those In Your Houses. HBK was Intercontinental Champion, dropped it at one point. That's where we had gotten to. Razor had beaten Dean Douglas for it after Shawn was supposed to face him at that In Your House 4, but Shawn got beat up by a couple Marines, or a bunch of Marines, which turned out to be one Marine, and couldn't participate, so he dropped the Intercontinental title. They put it on Dean because HBK forfeited it, and then forgot how Razor got thrown in there. I think he won a match or something. He won a qualifying match to get in there. And that same night, Razor had 2 title matches. He couldn't beat the Smoking Guns, Bart Gunn and Billy Gunn. And then later on, he faced Dean in a match. Beat Dean Douglas and became the 4th or 5th time Intercontinental Champion. Most ever at that time, setting a record. So, Ryan's back. Maybe give him a call. Probably had to restart his computer or something. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think he's on yet. Let's see. Let me check out what if he's fucking dying. So if you guys haven't by now, I'm going to take this time and do plugs, so hopefully we get Ryan back. Go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. Hit that subscribe button. Here on YouTube, if you want video of me talking, doing the podcast, we do live fight companions. We put a timer. Me and Ryan do watch-alongs with the timer up there as well, so you guys could keep track and watch along with us. So that's what the YouTube's good for. But now, recently, I have been also putting out video of me live streaming yeah, I don't know what happened. Right, he got knocked out because of we wanted to see the dog. But there's a video of me live streaming fight campaign. Here we go. Yo, Ryan. Yo. You there? You there, buddy? Did your computer blow up, bro, or what happened? I can't hear you or see you. Here, I'm gonna hang up and give you a call. Oh, there we go. Whoa. Hello?
There we go.
Yo.
I'm back.
Yeah, what happened? The computer blew up?
Well, you said show the dog, so I'm trying to move the screen. I unplugged the damn computer.
I'm like, something happened.
That's why, like, right when the screen went black, I was like, I'll text him right now because I know exactly what the problem is. It's gonna take me a minute to get this thing back up and running.
Yeah, you froze with it was Kobe right in the corner, and you're like, ah. I think he's frozen, guys. But yeah, let's get into the NXT card then.
Yeah.
Unless you want to talk about the last two matches were the women's tag team championships.
Yeah.
And then they also have Apollo Crews versus Andrade for the United States Championship.
For that one, I really, God damn it, I hope they don't screw it up and take it off of Crews yet. Give him the chance. He's needed something for a long time, and they finally gave it to him. So hopefully they stick with it. Fingers crossed. But you know, Vince.
Yeah, Vince McMahon.
It's a swerve.
It's a swerve. Put it on him for 2 weeks and then take it off.
That's it.
So
we can roll into the main one if you want to. If there's anything else.
That's all they have for yeah.
Who's the women's tag? It's Bliss and Cross against two? Or no, Bailey and
Banks.
Oh, it's a three-way, isn't it?
Versus right. Bliss and what's her name? Cross. And then the Iconics.
Right.
I don't think they take it off of Bailey and them just yet.
I could see them put it on the Iconics, maybe because they're back and they're kind of like teasing the breakup, so maybe they put them on. But
Sasha's gonna quit again, bro.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, she got to. Well, I feel like Bailey has to get cost a title or like a tag title, I think, by Sasha to start up that feud. Mm-hmm. I think those two are going to be feuding eventually. But it's not. They will feud eventually. They got to somehow split them up, and this could be the best way. Have them drop the tag titles by a mistake with Banks and Bailey. But
did you say steak? Yeah, I don't think they take the titles off them. Should be
maybe it might be too soon, but they do have to have something happen in that way. But we shall see what they do.
It's too soon. Yeah, so let's move on to the NXT.
The reason why we were here in the first place.
Yeah. There's a picture for you guys of them with the titles. Oh no. Double champs.
Bailey 2 belts.
Yeah. Whatever, it was up to you guys saw it.
It's not, you can just hit Google, you'll find it.
Yeah.
It's not that hard to find it.
All right. NXT In Your House was this past weekend. Me and Ryan are a week late and $1 short. So subscribe to the podcast and maybe we get $1 from
well, I'd get 70 cents, but whatever.
Yeah, well, you're Canadian. That's your fault. Mia Yim with Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox taking on Candice LeRae, DakotaKai, and Raquel Gonzalez.
You're not going to tell you what the concert started off?
Oh, yeah, the metal concert where they're like...
I get it.
Yeah.
I don't mind that kind of music, but I like when lyrics flow, and their lyrics didn't seem to flow for me. but I was like watching. I'm like, can this be over now? Can this?
Was it Shotzi's entrance music? Code Orange, I think it was.
The Code Orange is the band. I don't know what the song was.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Couldn't tell you. But I will say it was awesome with Todd Pettin go back.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I think you might remember me from the first.
Yeah, and then they show a bunch of the old highlights.
Yeah, Yokozuna.
Like yeah.
But this was basically Team Heel versus Team Face. Nothing really special about this match. I will say it is better than anything the ladies are doing on the main roster, and it's sad to say.
Mm-hmm.
These girls it's a good match. It's nothing to poo-poo on, but it's nothing like, oh my... Well, compared to the other matches, it was a startup match. It is a six women tag team match, and or 3-on-3. But you're not going to get this kind of tag team match from the triple threat tag team championship match we're going to get tonight.
I think the last probably really good women's tag match that I've seen was WrestleMania with Bayley and Cross against the Kabuki Warriors.
Okay. Yeah.
That may have been the last time that there was a really, really good women's tag match for me. But yeah, like, though I mean, they told their story, like you said, face versus heel, try to get as many girls on the roster, or just as much talent on the roster, I guess. But I would have been fine with just Nox and DakotaKai keeping their rivalry going. But they want to get Gonzalez in there also, and whatnot. Candice LeRae's been on camera a lot lately, so this kind of gets her face out there a little bit more as well. So it's not terrible, but I could have, if it was a singles match even, I would have been just as fine with it.
Yeah, and I don't know if they kind of put the bow on that kind of rivalry that you just mentioned with DakotaKai and Tegan Nox, because Tegan Nox did pin DakotaKai, and it's like, oh, she got her revenge from Raquel interfering in their match from before.
And they also had because they had LeRae was out, and it was down to Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Nox with Gonzalez and Kai. So they did have Kai and Gonzalez in there at the very end with Tegan Nox. So the story kind of was still there in a way. And like you said, they did have the pin of Nox on Kai. So yeah, it was a good opening match. I feel like I see this every time we do one of these kind of shows. It's amazing to me how far women's wrestling has come from when I first started watching. Well, not first started, but back in the Attitude Era when they started like really promoting it to today. It's ridiculous how far they've come.
You don't miss the puppies?
I miss the puppies.
The puppies! Shotzi didn't come out in her tank, right?
No. Oh.
I like when she comes out in her little tank. Sorry, I was looking up the puppies on Google. And a bunch of Sable pictures with the pasties come up.
This is going to be probably 20 odd years ago, but I had when they had WF Magazine, but they also had Raw Magazine, which is more adult, if you would use that. Mm-hmm. And it was the cover was Deborah McMichael holding two puppies like this, no shirt, just holding these, and that's what this says. That's it, puppies, and that was the cover. It was probably the most bought WWE magazine of that year.
God damn! I think I could actually screen share when I'm watching. I do it with Frankie all the time. I'll bring up stats or whatever since we're not in the same room.
Oh, okay.
And I can actually choose what screen to share, which is fucking awesome. Let's see if I can do it real quick. Did it work?
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Oh, My childhood in pictures.
Yeah, so when I put WWE puppies, that's what came up.
That's amazing.
And that's what the fans are seeing right now too. I have a little window of that up as well. So enjoy, guys. Enjoy the puppies.
You're welcome from Rafa to us.
But yeah, but you're right. It has been has come a long way.
Mm-hmm.
From women that did not know how to wrestle that got thrown in there to like, hey, let me learn how to wrestle on the fly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like Trish was there basically as eye candy, who was athletic enough to learn moves, but it was still more show than tell. If that, you know, I mean, there was no storytelling. It was just show us.
Well, you had Reina just like, hey, let me learn how to Sable. Let me do the power bomb.
Yeah,
that's it. Let me just do the Sable bomb.
Yeah, she can do like even Stephanie McMahon when she got the title, like it was like, okay, here, let's be real. Why did you get that belt?
Because she's the best. How dare you?
I dig Steph, but I mean, she did not need a title. I mean, storyline purposes, she did, but not that great.
I'm dying. All right, yeah. So the faces win. DakotaKai gets pinned by Tegan Nox. I don't know if that's the end of that. Next match after that, we have Finn Balor taking on Damien Priest.
I was surprised by this one.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were going to go the other way with the finish.
No, I thought Finn would. I like that Finn took it. I think Damien might be a little green still. I like him though. I really like him. He's a very good prospect coming up in the NXT farm system, I would say.
Yeah,
I like him. I like him to stew there for a couple years and get some flavor. Add onto his character.
He'll be good on some of the, some takeovers going forward, like getting him into like the War Games pay-per-view and stuff like that. Like getting him to work with as many guys. Like if they do like another, like sometimes the NXT will throw together like a 6-man ladder match for no reason. Yeah, I think the more people that he can work with, the better, because he does have a lot of abilities, a lot of talent. I haven't heard his mic skills that much, but he has the look, and he has the abilities. And like, so I mean, to me, he checks off a couple of the boxes right now. It's just a matter of like you said, like getting him more talent to, and eventually those wins against, like where I thought he would get the win on Sunday, eventually those wins will come his way.
Yeah, of course. Then Finn did a good job in working with him to put him over to a certain extent. But a lot more people are going to know who Damien Priest is after this match with Finn Balor.
Yeah, this little storyline that they put together like for 3 weeks or so going into the pay-per-view was fun. It was it wasn't over the top. It did its part being a build-up match on NXT and through the pay-per-view. Like it wasn't over the top. It did its job. That it was like to to push talent.
And and it was Damien Priest's own little storyline before we saw him kind of interject himself with Keith Lee and
Right.
Davakorv. I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name.
Dajakovic or
something like that. But he kind of interjected himself into that. But it was more Lee and this guy's. Sorry, excuse me. Rivalry than it was Damien Priest. So,
right.
I like Damien Priest's presentation as well. He comes out to the ring and shoots an arrow to the Titantron, and the Titantron it lights his name up. It burns it in fire, like he was shooting a arrow of fire,
a flaming arrow kind of thing. Yeah,
there you go.
The only negative thing I would probably say of this match was that when Priest looked like he was into the Razor's Edge onto the steps, and Finn gets out of it and knocks him into this. He took that bump. I think he jumped just a touch too far because it looked like he didn't land it the way he was supposed to. He bounced off the edge more, and the commentators, I forget who it was, they even said like, oh, he looks like he's having trouble breathing. I think the wind legit got knocked out of him on that fall.
Yeah,
he did not land smoothly at all on that fall.
Yeah, and I thought it was real, the landing on that. It looked like it hurt.
Yeah, I think he was like legit having trouble breathing. I don't know if they like shortened the match because he kind of came into the ring and it was just like coup de grace on the back of the head, and then a second one, and that was the match. But yeah, he looked like he was a little banged up on that one.
Yeah. Dominic Dijakovic. That's guy's
it.
name. Sorry, I had to look it up. I didn't feel good. Let's see. Back to the card. Yeah. So, yeah, I like that. I like that Finn worked well with him. I like I said, I thought Finn was gonna win anyway, but at the end, I don't know if they cut it out early. Finn goes up to him in the corner and puts up the pistol.
Yeah.
And Damien starts pulling the arrow from the floor, but they cut out. I don't know if that's kind of some kind of rivalry or some kind of.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I haven't seen NXT this week, but I could definitely see this thing that's gonna have another little go at it. It's not. It didn't seem to be done based off of the ending of that match, like you said, with the pistols pointed at Priest. Just doing that and Priest, looking at him and, like you said, drawing the arrow, it definitely did seem that they're going to keep this thing going a bit longer. Mm-hmm. But we shall see.
And it lets them get the title picture kind of clear, as we'll talk about a little bit later, like potential challengers for what happened in the main, well, not the main event, but in the championship and further on or whatever. You guys know what I'm saying, all right? I'm ripped. I
get you.
Let's see. Next match after the Finn Balor Damien Priest match is Keith Lee. Bask in his glory. The North American champion taking on Johnny Gargano. Johnny Wrestling.
I'm Keith. Best match on the card for me.
Yeah.
With this here, like and it's not even close. I'd say it was fantastic.
So we have powerhouse Keith Lee versus speedy, fast Johnny Gargano, and you could tell there's a huge size difference. Gigantic size difference between these two men. Johnny Gargano was previous NXT champion. They kind of, I'm not too fond of the story. That's kind of the only thing that really didn't do it for me.
The husband and wife constantly going after Yim and
yeah, I didn't understand the Yim and Lee thing. Like
that one, yeah, I could do without. Like, I don't mind having the husband wife duo, whatever.
That's fine.
That's cool. But yeah, Yim and Lee, it's just like it's the knight in shining armor kind of deal.
Yeah,
what I mean, he's just there to he's there to help her out at all times. And it's like, I get it, but you could have started this rivalry differently, and you could have had maybe Yim is in his corner just to help him out, just in case. But it's not necessary to have these mixed tag matches nonstop. Although I've heard there was a badass one on this week's NXT between those guys, but
I thought I saw NXT. I don't know if they had that. I might have missed it. Yeah, no, these guys had an incredible match. Johnny Gargano takes a ton of punishment. It starts off with Keith Lee showing off that he's not only a ton more powerful than Gargano, but he's also going to be able to keep up with him step for step.
Yeah. I loved the Johnny Gargano trying to get to the door.
Yeah.
That was.
Now that you mentioned it, that was pretty cool. Sorry to cut you off. They started off with Johnny Gargano in the house. And, well, they show like the promo that they were cutting from beforehand, like weeks before, and then they show Gargano in the house and he blows out a candle.
Yeah.
And he walks out from the In Your House set out to the wrestling thing, and he locks the door.
Yeah. Which is what they used to do. Like, they used to have them exit through that door, I think, for the first one or two. In the house, I think we saw they opened the door and they would walk out. Mm-hmm. But it's almost like, I forget what the company is, but they have like little doorbell cameras now. And I love it. It seemed that we had like the doorbell cam. It looked like that was watching Johnny Gargano trying to open the door when Keith Lee grabbed him.
Yeah.
That was like that. That little small detail was nice.
Gargano had used the key recently on NXT in order to injure Keith Lee, and they pretty much knew that he was going to use the key to come out. I'm pretty sure they already had that planned out, that he was going to enter the house and have the key put in his trunks. Yeah, so Keith Lee's going to use his power and speed, and Gargano's, he's like, fuck. So what he starts doing is he starts focusing in on injuries that he, weeks before, had given to Keith Lee. So he had smashed up his fingers like 1 week or 2 weeks before this, and the week before he had stabbed him in the eye with a key to get out of a powerbomb that Keith Lee was trying to give to him. So Gargano's getting beat up for the first, first couple of minutes of the fight or the match, and then he's like, fuck, I gotta start using these tactics, and little by little he starts breaking down Keith Lee's momentum by focusing in on the eye or the joints of the fingers, because that's what's fucked up on him. But we get an incredible match. Like I said, Johnny Gargano takes a lot of punishment. We have some awesome spots from him.
Well, I like the old school heel tactic when they're on the outside of the ring. He gets in there, he breaks up he could have. I would have preferred the rolling into the ring and rolling out, but I like that he tried to get into the referee's face, told him to stop counting, because all that did for the match was it allowed Keith Lee to heal up to the point where when Johnny Gargano left the ring and went on the wrong side, and he goes to turn the corner, and Lee, instead of putting him through the barricade, launched him through the plexiglass.
Yeah, that was a spot.
That was, and that's something that, that...
I know we've seen it, and it's done to Adam Cole into the crowd before, but we got to see Gargano bust through plexiglass with that exact same fucking spot.
Yeah.
So it was a different aspect on top of it.
You could see that it was coming to because of the way that he hit him. That he exited the ring, I should say. Sorry. Because if he just Lee's outside the ring, you just go with that side and, hit him up. Instead, he went out to the side. You could tell that, okay, he's going through this one way or another because he's on the wrong side of the ring. And you could see Keith Lee standing up, and just as Gargano gets to the stairs, just flies through it. And I could have kind of done without the fish out of water twitching that Gargano did, but it was entertaining regardless.
Yeah. No, they had an incredible match. I'd give it like, damn, I didn't even think about it till now. And compared to the other matches on the card, it's definitely a 4 or above.
I'd say for me this was a solid 4 match.
Yeah, I want to give it a 4, but I want to take a look at the other matches on the card itself.
Yeah, the other matches, like I said, maybe if they were able to give Balor and Priest a little bit more time, that one could be up on that par almost. But being a title match, giving them a little bit more time, to me, this was the match of the night.
They did get the most time this match out of everybody.
Pardon?
This match got the most time out of everybody.
Yeah, they did.
I guess they knew what they had on their hands, and they're like, "Fuck it, let's go."
We'll talk about it more as we get through the matches. But Keith Lee is already being touted as going to be the champion and being brought up to the main roster eventually.
I thought they were going to take the title off of Keith Lee because he's got to start training to face Miocic. No? Soon? The training's got to start soon.
No, he wants to be. He's going to be the first UFC. Brock Lesnar was the first UFC and WWE champion, but no one's held those titles concurrently. That's what That's he's going to walk into his North American title and the UFC heavyweight title.
Okay,
and then John Jones is going for that ass.
You think he's going to be able to take the Big Bang? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
If Cormier hits him with a Big Bang, I think John Jones is done, bro. I don't think he'll be able to survive that.
Dude, if we saw anything like that, I mean, we saw the Sweet Chin Music once there, so it's possible.
There was a Boston Crab one time, remember?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that was real. But this probably gets a solid 4.
Yeah, good finish too. Like Keith Lee's getting those kicks to the head and keeps on kicking out at 2, and then Gargano working the hand, and the way Lee just grabs him by the throat and then just hoists him up, hits him with a power bomb, and then Yeah, the power the bomb into the spirit bomb, and to get that pin, and I liked it too because like you said, the size difference. You believe that Gargano's out. You believe that he got hurt there because that size difference. Like if he kicked out of that, it's like I don't know, but no, it was fantastic. It was they ended a good spots throughout the match, like you said. Gargano having to resort to using underhanded tactics. I'm really enjoying heel Gargano. I don't know how they were going to use it, but they're using it really well so far. I hope that they can continue something along these lines.
Who knows? Maybe even NXT champion.
Yeah.
Or maybe he teams up with Champa again. Champa.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. But
so the match after this, in the fourth match on the card, we had the champion, the NXT champion, Adam Cole, baby, taking on the Velveteen Dream. In a what did they officially call it?
Backlot brawl.
Last chance backlot brawl. Yep, for the NXT championship. If Dream loses, there's a stipulation. He cannot challenge Adam Cole for the title anymore. And that's it. That's the stipulation.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Which is funny because like I feel like Adam Cole's had a lot of I know Velveteen Dream had this shot. It just seemed like it was like a random. Usually when you get that stipulation, it's like week after week after week after week after week of matches leading into to result in a last chance ever. A few pay-per-views in a row. Like it was a very random.
Yeah, this was one match.
Yeah, it was they like, hey, we're gonna put you as the new number one contender. Okay, but it's your last chance ever. As the like what? What do you mean? Is it first and last? Like, what the hell?
Probably means they're gonna move him up or something.
Yeah, either that or they got something else in store for him that they just need to like insert a match here quickly.
Yeah, not trying to bring up shit, but I guess it was all rumors and made up shit on Velveteen Dream then.
Yeah.
They were accusing him of trying to get with a young girl, but he right away came out and said that it was fake, and I don't know if someone hacked the shit or someone was faking that conversation or whatever. And, yeah, so it seems like nothing came of it because look at him. He's in...
Yeah, he's getting a title shot.
Yeah,
and
he's in a theatrical style type of
match.
They
put a lot of money into the match, yeah.
Yeah. It was a pretty good match. I wouldn't give it more than probably like 2.5.
And the Boneyard match from WrestleMania, cool. Mm-hmm. The Firefly Funhouse match, cool. The Stadium match, cool. This match, cool. I'm kind of at that point now. It's like every pay-per-view is having we're gonna have one again tonight with the greatest wrestling match ever. These theatrical theme. It's just to me, it's becoming a little too much. And I've already said it ad nauseum. I understand why they're doing it, but to me, it's just like we don't need to have it every single time. It's just beginning to be a little too much. Like when they said backlot brawl, I thought we were just gonna have. Like backstage, they were gonna fight backstage. That was it. Like it used to be backstage you'd fight, get to the ring, 1, 2, 3. No, they was all cinematic, and it was like okay. It was fun. It was entertaining. It served its purpose, but for me personally, I don't need to see it all the time.
You're 100% right, and maybe. They're taking not advantage of the situation, but maybe they're just overloading us with cinematic type of stuff. Because Velveteen Dream is more of the flashy kind of guy. You know how he's had the more outfits. Maybe they wanted to give him a chance.
Yeah, and for today, for him to come out, or not today, last week, to come out and like looking more gritty, like the torn shirt and jeans and that. Still, like it wasn't.
You know what he came out as, right? Negan from Walking Dead.
Oh, okay.
I didn't watch it, but I just get the reference because it was everywhere where he came out with the bat and killed Glenn, where he smashed him in the head.
Oh, okay. That I never watched Walking Dead, but I know that.
Okay, well the guy
I know that storyline.
Yeah. The guy has the leather jacket and comes out with the bat, and then Dave Chappelle did a skit too on SNL where he's got the leather jacket, the hair, and the bat, and then we had Velveteen Dream. I think it's that. I could be off, but I think it's that reference to it. At one point, we do have him attacking Adam Cole in a car, where Adam Cole's babying his title, and Velveteen Dream's trying to get at him with a bat, and he's taking. He's not hitting the glass because you could hurt him. Which eventually he does smash him into the glass.
Yeah, but eventually he goes through, and I don't know if those cuts look pretty legit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. They didn't bleed too much as if they were real, but they looked pretty legit. When he was first looking at his arm, he was like, when he went through the glass and looked at his arm, my first thought was when Sabu was in that barbed wire match. It was like that look of like, oh shit, like that's not good. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Where Sabu cut up his whole fucking arm?
Yeah.
There was a spot too where Velveteen Dream was trying to hit Cole from the top. I don't remember it too well. I don't know why I brought it up if I don't remember it. No, I don't know. Yeah, so there's a pretty cool spot where was it a flip or I don't know how Cole got thrown onto the windshield where we mentioned where he got cut up.
Ladder spot.
Was it the ladder spot?
I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was the ladder spot. They were on the ladder and he went back, and because I remember Dream coming down the ladder right after. I'm pretty sure it was the ladder spot, but I could be off.
Okay, so Velveteen Dream sets up a ladder. He climbs up and he's gonna like dive onto Adam Cole, and then if I remember right, the Undisputed Era come into cars and they start beeping at him, beep beep beep, and they distract Velveteen Dream. Adam Cole climbs up and gets hit, falls.
Right. That's right.
And then the Undisputed Era start mobbing on
the Dream.
On the Dream, kind of like in a hate crime kind of way. We shouldn't, not right now. Not right now, WWE.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. The one guy.
Two white guys beating up a black guy.
He's like, get him.
With a bunch of people just watching and recording.
But that's the funniest thing. Like, I kind of thought the same thing. I'm like, well, they probably shouldn't have like a mob of white people beating up the. But then what I found hilarious was Dexter Lumis, who to me the character looks very white supremacy, is the guy who comes out and saves the day.
And you could brush that all aside and everything, be like, you guys are overreacting, you guys are assholes just talking about that. The referee is dressed like a cop.
Yeah, it was I forgot about that.
The referee is dressed like a cop. He's not dressed like a referee. He's wearing a black shirt. I think he has a badge on.
Because to kind of like show that it's a backlot brawl, it's not a real wrestling match. He's got to keep authority. Right? He's got.
Is it that, or do you think they want us to think about everything that's kind of going on at the same time too?
They could.
Kind of like subliminal messaging.
Why not? But yeah, like I find it funny, and I'm not trying to say anything about Lumis or his character or anything, but to me, like there's something about that character that makes me feel more alternative than, you know what I mean? Like he just has. There's something about it that when I see it, I feel.
He's out of nowhere, dude. I remember I saw like 2 matches of him on the. Not even his dark matches. Like they were like the beginning matches of NXT, and I messaged you and Jeff.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'm like, this guy's a fucking insane clown posse guy or something, or he's a juggalo. Guys, look at this.
That's it. Yeah, that's right. Jeff's juggalo buddies.
Yeah, I'm like Jeff. I'm like, do you know this guy? Because he has his arms covered, but you could see like the dreads of a juggalo and like the hatchet of a juggalo. So I'm guessing he was a juggalo, and I'm guessing when he came to WWE, they're like, you gotta cover that shit, or when he came to wrestling.
Yeah. There's something about that character that I don't care for, but I like him. Like it's hard to explain, but
he's a creepy white serial killer, from what I know.
You know what? That's I would say that's probably like the serial killer look. The gloves on and like that. It looks like he's got, he doesn't want to leave prints and all that stuff. It's like.
Where he's just like looking blankly, like
just stare but he's going after the Era though, tosses him into the trunk, drives off.
Yeah. So he's been helping Velveteen Dream kind of get get the shit on equal hands. and he's been fucking with Undisputed Era. I think he
Yeah,
wants Roderick Strong.
He took on Cole this on Wednesday.
Okay.
I saw. So I had little bits and pieces. I didn't see the match, like I said, but I know that he was he had a title shot, or he had a match at least against Cole. So he's been going against the Era for a bit now, and run with it, right? Why not?
Yeah, I guess.
You want to keep him on camera. This is the best way to do it.
They fast tracked him. I'll give you that much.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what led to Adam Cole winning. Okay, so the Undisputed Era, before they got taken away, threw a ton of chairs into the ring.
Chairs, ECW style.
Yeah. So through all the chaos and everything, they get taken away. They get the action back in the ring, and Adam Cole hits a Panama Sunrise onto the mound of chairs, and Velveteen
After
Dream.
He kicks out of the Dream Valley Driver, he kicks, and then the elbow drop. That was a pretty sweet elbow drop too, where Cole sitting on the chair and took the elbow drop down.
Yeah.
Kicks out of that, kicked out of the DVD, and then he hits the Adam Cole hits the Panama Sunrise, and that was it.
Yep. And then they leave Velveteen Dream laid out on a mound of chairs.
Yeah.
This guy gets back in his truck, on the flatbed, and he's posing.
And then I think
why
probably
do you have to come out in a pickup truck too?
The part of this, after that match was to me the highlight when Todd Pettingill's selling all the NXT merchandise. He's like, we got the Undisputed Era, we got Gargano, we got Champa, we got this, we got that. He's talking all these different shirts. He's like, call right now 1-900 WWE shop, and he's like, what? Mm-hmm. It doesn't exist? No, what? Oh, and he's like looking back. He's like, oh, apparently 1-900 numbers don't exist anymore. It's just all online. Technology has changed since I've been gone. And it was like, I don't know, like, because we've been watching so much In Your House. Yeah. They were doing that they were pushing that 1-900 number, yeah. And now here they are. Like, they kept that. To me,
this number does not exist.
Those little details of In Your House, like they kept it so true to what we were watching from 25 plus years ago, or 20 to 25 years ago, I should say, in that range. They kept it, and that was awesome. And they were able to twist it to be more modern. Like DX working at the computer there, like he's like, go check out AOL, and then he's like, look who you could talk to on AOL right now, and they Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and the Road Dogg on the computer, like trying to figure out what to do. Like, how do you work this thing?
Yeah. It was a good presentation.
It was actually, there was a really great meme that came out. It's like it showed Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Road Dogg. Like I said, they're on the computer, and then the bottom, and it's like curious of what they were looking at, and then it shows them on the computer screen. It's sunny side up. Oh, it was she pooted.
Yeah, she pooted. Next match after Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream, we had KarrionKross with Scarlett taking on TommasoChiampa. I don't think we've talked about this, and if we have, I don't remember. What a presentation for KarrionKross with Scarlett.
Dude, they are doing big things fast with him. He's only been there for 4 months, 5 months maybe. He's not been there long, but they are really, really pushing him. And yeah, the great entrance, the TikTok, your time is coming up now. Like, so good. I love that.
Yeah, the music, how they angle the camera, how they edit in, how they're coming in, how they choose to keep him back, only focus it in on Scarlett as she's dancing in there, and then as soon as the music picks up, you see him emerge from the back of her. It's something else. It's something that we haven't seen in a while as far as presentation goes.
And it was basically a 6-minute squash match in a way. Like, Ciampa got his moves in here and there, but for the most part, I mean, it was to
break up this guy's momentum and to just keep it from looking like a complete domination.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which it was. He just beat the shit out of Ciampa.
Yeah. I kind of was hoping that they wouldn't push him too hard, too fast, because you're hearing that they want to put the belt on Lee, and now they're talking about putting Adam Cole and Cross in title picture. And to me, like, you keep on hearing these rumors of what's happening next, and then you keep on throwing these other things in there. I'm like, something's got to give. Like something has to happen with Cross and Cole. I don't know. We'll see where they go. Because he's supposed to be the number one contender at this point already. So they're high on him.
Yeah, so he winds up choking out Ciampa. Ciampa goes to sleep. He doesn't tap out or anything. There's no interference from Scarlett, except her looking very, very delicious.
She had that was it God of War? Is that the video game I'm thinking of? It's like that big jacked guy with that red line over his eye.
Yeah, she had a red line over her
eye. She had that line. That's the first thing I'm like, I feel like I've seen it in a video game somewhere, and I was trying to picture where. I think it was God of War, Lords of War. I want to see it's one of those games. I don't play them enough to know, but so good, the presentation.
Yeah, she's got a super tight bodysuit, a shiny bodysuit, black and gray, but silver as well.
It's like that George Costanza gif whatever I sent you the other day with the ketchup bottle.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she's definitely something else, and this presentation is something else. It's putting over someone that I haven't really paid attention to his wrestling, and they only gave us 7 minutes of him beating up Champa and Champa, agreeing to put him over. So,
And it was a very slow match in the sense that there wasn't a lot of offense. It was just like boom, boom, boom in the ring, boom, boom, boom outside the ring, boom, boom, boom in the ring, over. There was a lot of points where Ciampa took some damage, like that was the power bomb against the apron.
Yeah, against the surgically repaired neck.
Yeah, like there was something like that. There was a lot of those kinds of things, or like Ciampa would like land a kick. And it was kind of like but it was just a kind of drawn out 6 minutes. Then it was just like nonstop action for 6 minutes, but it was done right. It was supposed to show that this guy is powerful, and like Ciampa needs to hit something big to stop it, but it doesn't stop him.
Yeah, he'd walk through regular hits. He needed a mount, like a couple of them, and land something that was gonna affect them, and it just couldn't break this guy's momentum. Well, in the match, and that's pretty much what they were going for.
Exactly, yeah, and I loved it. I was very happy with what they gave. I want to see. I think, but the only thing I'd say is that for me, I want to like it's like what we were saying with Finn and Priest. He's so new to NXT, KarrionKross, and he's getting like these. He's getting a big win. He's getting a big storyline already. I would prefer to have seen maybe a different opponent than the former NXT champion in that match. But I get why they had to do it, is they do want to fast track him up the ladder and that. But that's, I think, the only thing I would say was negative. I wish it was a different opponent that he was whooping than Ciampa, but that's nothing against the match itself.
It makes me think there's going to be a lot of call-ups in.
Well, I've heard that Adam Cole, they want to bring him up. I've heard. I don't know.
Who's going to take the title off him?
That's the thing. They're saying that they want to put the title on Keith Lee really soon. But now they're talking about KarrionKross. Like, do they put the belt on him and he's just a quick champion for 3 seconds? Like, you hear so many different things that they're planning on doing, and they can only do so many of them, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I will see what they do next. But I've heard they want to bring Cole up. I think what they have in NXT right now is fine. I don't mind the guys that are there. Keep them there. But
Scarlett Bordeaux. Yep, that's her.
I love Bordeaux.
So fine. She's hot as hell.
She's beautiful.
She's something else. Here, let me stop sharing the screen before you get all excited over yourself. All right.
I'll be right back, guys.
My computer's breaking again. Sorry, guys. Bye.
Yes.
It's disconnecting again.
We already talked about the five knuckle shuffle once, right?
Yeah, right. Let's not talk about it again.
Yeah, we gotta keep it PG.
All right. We're almost done, Ryan. Before we divert to some other fucking, I don't know.
Yeah, now we're gonna start talking about Rhea Ripley though. Like, goddamn.
Goddamn. Hold up. Was that the last match?
Yeah.
That was the next match. Sorry, I closed out the window.
The triple threat is after KarrionKross and Champa.
Okay.
So yeah, the main event was the women's title. Or I don't know. They keep on saying they're gonna drop women's, but they keep on saying women's, so I don't know.
It says women's on Wikipedia, so I'm gonna go with it.
Well, that's it. That's what I go with.
Yeah. Champion Charlotte Flair defending her championship against Rhea Ripley and IoShirai in a triple threat match. So IoShirai worked her way in this match after Charlotte had defended it once or twice against. I think it was Io actually. She beat Io with
I think she beat her 2 or 3 times. Because they were talking about how Shirai she's had 4 title opportunities and always came up short. Mm-hmm. They were really telling that story. So you had the champion Flair and the woman that she beat in Ripley, who I thought they were going to put the belt on her.
Back on her?
It didn't end the way I thought it was going to end, but it ended in the sense that I had told you the best way to do his triple threat match is that Flair loses the title, can move back to the main roster, and not get pinned or submitted.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how they did it.
Yeah. So Rhea was face, and these 2 other girls were heel, or was Io face?
I want to say Flair was the only heel, probably.
Yeah.
I think the fans are behind Ripley and Shirai. Mm-hmm. I mean, after Shirai won, spoiler alert, they had the confetti and streamers and everything falling from the ceiling. So
they had a giant moment.
Celebrated that.
I like Charlotte and Rhea for years to come as a rivalry that's going to unfold into greatness.
Yeah, I really hope, because I've already heard that Flair is already talking about kids with Andrade mm-hmm. and taking time off for that. And I'm just like, oh,
perfect opportunity to build up Rhea, bring back Charlotte after she's had a couple kids, and we have 2 naturally gigantic girls that can wrestle and have been in the business mm-hmm. forever.
Yep.
That can build some sort of rivalry that they already laid the seeds in, with Charlotte coming down to NXT, beating her, Rhea not being able to beat her for the title because Io won it back for NXT. Boom.
Yeah.
Written itself.
Yep. It was a fantastic match. It was. We've talked about it a lot, that the NXT women, we talked about it the first match. The NXT women show up night in, night out. They put in the best matches. Then they put in the best matches out of all the females on any of the cards. It's always NXT women that show up.
And it was great to see Charlotte with some new faces. We had seen her too many times with Becky, too many times with Bailey, how many times with Sasha. The other mm-hmm. girls aren't good enough, so let's throw her back in NXT where the talent pool is a lot bigger with rich talent and new faces. So that it's definitely worked in her favor, especially now that Becky got pregnant and now the throne is up for grabs again.
Yeah, and that's it. And we talked about it after WrestleMania. What are they going to do with Charlotte? Like, what is the actual game plan with Charlotte? And now we know what it is.
She's champion again.
Yeah. Yep.
She gets to take over the division that Becky was reigning over.
Yeah, because when she's the NXT champion, it's like, where do we go from here? Like, I kind of wonder, if Becky doesn't get pregnant, I wonder if Charlotte keeps the title a bit longer. But they did a good job of having her back at NXT. It wasn't too long. It wasn't just a 1 week, 1 month. It stretched out for 3 months or so, and she had some fun matches. She pushed the girls. The bar's here. This is 11-time champion. You want to be up here with me. You got to compete with like there was that story that was being told. She's the queen for a reason.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right, Ryan. You're right. So we had at first we had Charlotte dominating the match. Well, not dominating, but she was executing her moves on both girls. Eventually, we have both girls are like, we have to team up to take out Charlotte. They team up to take out Charlotte, but she kind of eliminates Rhea from the equation, starts focusing on Io.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Io versus Charlotte for a little bit. And then we have, we just have them kind of switch in and out for a little bit till we get to the outside. They get to the outside and they work their way to the In Your House set.
The house there. Yeah.
Which I'm glad that no one really did anything with it till these girls got to it, the main event, and let them play around with the set. We have Io getting thrown through the window gimmick that they have there.
And that's the thing, like that's what I thought was gonna happen with Gargano when he was like trying to unlock the door. I thought like, okay, here we go, they're gonna do some stuff here, but they didn't.
No, they only had him come out. They teased it.
Yeah.
You teased me, Skinner. You used me. So Io gets thrown in there, and they kind of forget about her for a little bit. And Rhea and Charlotte are going at it. Io works her way up to the top and does a cross body onto both.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was a pretty awesome spot. There's some spots that Io did that I'm forgetting that are pretty awesome on her end. That wasn't just that In Your House, off the In Your House.
Yeah, there was
definitely how they ended the match. I thought was kind of creative too. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, with the figure eight in the corner, not corner, but yeah, near the turnbuckle enough for the moonsault. Yeah. Was it which I guess I didn't catch it the first time I watched it, but I guess it caught Ripley in the head, her knee, and they took her. I think they took her to the hospital just to give just for precaution, but she like passed everything. She was fine, but yeah, it was the perfect way to finish it because you had she had tapped out at WrestleMania to that, and here's the way that she's gonna tap. Nope, Shirai's gonna break it up. It's gonna knock Charlotte out to the floor and just leave the 1, 2, 3. No, it was a solid ending.
Yeah. So Charlotte actually gets locked up in it. She can't get out of it.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, she gets locked. She's locked up in the figure eight, and Io hits the moonsault, her move, and the ref starts counting, and Charlotte can't get her legs.
That's what it is. Yes.
Untangled in 1, 2, 3. IoShirai is your first time new women's NXT champion. And,
and good for her. And they great ending to the thing with the, like we said earlier, with the streamers and the confetti and all that falling. And I mean, she worked her ass off to get to that point. She worked her ass off, and she finally, climbed the mountain and got the belt. And like I said to you, I figured what would happen would be Ripley or Shirai would be the champion, and Charlotte would not lose any momentum by being pinned or submitted. So now she goes to Raw or SmackDown, and the girls can't say, "What are you doing here? You lost to NXT talent." No, she didn't. She's never lost to any of those girls. So,
and it was probably the second best match. Yeah, I'd probably put it above the Finn one.
Yeah, I'd say by the spots that they did.
Yeah. It had more memorable spots. Finn Balor seemed a little bit more like a Finn Balor match.
Yeah, and I would say like they had, if anything, it was more. They took advantage of having the extra person in there with them.
And it was a good combination. It took them a little bit to get going, but we had the little cruiserweight in Io and the two bigger girls in Charlotte and Rhea.
Yep.
I really enjoyed it. It's probably one of the better pay-per-views that have come out from either organization. I really enjoyed the AEW one, though, last week. This one's up there as well. AEW and NXT do not disappoint.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
And that's what they keep on saying, like, you got to pick one or the other. No, you don't. Sit back and enjoy the ride.
Yeah, you can make time for both of them.
100%.
Me and Jeff actually broke down the last AEW. Me and Ryan broke down this In Your House. I'm gonna go grill right now, and then wait for Backlash. And then after that, I'm gonna jump on and do BR duos with Jamie. So stay tuned for that later.
Nice.
Anything before we get out of here, Ryan? I want to thank you actually for helping me podcast. You know, it means a lot to me. I've bought gear. I've invested a little bit more money into the podcast itself. The L8 mixer, the Zoom L8 mixer. I got a new they gave me a new computer. I've made upgrades to the studio. Yeah, so I hope people subscribe, and I hope people enjoy the content that me and you are putting out. But go ahead and subscribe so maybe I can make money and just keep doing this.
Yeah, like I said, I love watching a lot of old school wrestling. So like when when we have the chance to do that, I would make time 3 hours a week to sit down and watch some old school wrestling. It's a nice way to. We were doing it before COVID. COVID is it's been a weird time, not working, all that stuff. So this has been a nice little way for me to distract myself from the world. And lately, these couple hours a week are kind of keeping my sanity going with everything that I'm going through right now. So don't want to say crutch, but it's it's a nice little distraction until I get things figured out with what's going on. And like I said, I'm hoping to be here next week. I definitely will not be here the following Sunday, potentially the next one. And I don't want to miss too much time. I got to keep myself going as best I can, but I want to be here next week if I can. If not, I will see you guys for sure in July. I'm not leaving the Full Heel Nation anytime soon. It could be, this could be see you later for now. Hopefully I'm here next week and we can do something fun, but we'll figure some stuff out as I go through the week and see what can happen.
I'm thinking right now I might have to hook up my Sega and play some old school wrestling for an hour and a half to 2 hours at 1:30 to 4 o'clock on Sundays.
There you go.
And upload it and play. Just play for a while.
Fill the void of not having me here for a few weeks.
Yeah, that way they could still come watch something. I could even talk into the mic, be like, "Oh my god!" I could give my own commentary.
And then, like I said, this is if I'm not here next week and I'm not here the few weeks after. This is definitely not a goodbye. This is going to be I got a lot of personal things that I'm dealing with right now, and I will be back though for sure. Like I said, I'm not leaving the Full Heel Nation. I will be back full throttle, guns blazing to watch some more old school.
Yeah, right. I just hooked up the L8 Zoom yesterday, Ryan, and you're taking off. The mics, look at these. Brand new mics.
I know.
I got 4 mics, the capability of 6. I'm about to start playing the bass on there. Like, what's going on, Ryan?
You change your name to Dempsey, and then when you can cross the border to Windsor because we're tight family. We're brothers. We can record live in person.
Yeah, we could. I could be giving you these. I don't know. See, I can give you a bunch of applause and shit now, and you're gonna take off. I don't know what that one was. I think it's drums.
But this is like I said. As much as you always say, thanks for helping you out with the show. For me, it's always been awesome to come and talk and relive my childhood for a few hours a week. It's awesome. Like, I cannot get enough of 80s, 90s, early 2000s wrestling. We've done a couple things from eras that I was kind of out of watching it, so it's kind of fun for me to see some of those things also, doing some WCW stuff. I've loved it. It's not as much helping you out as it is just like hang out and watch wrestling, which is, to me, it's a blast. And like I said, it's been a nice distraction these last few weeks for me to come on and to be able to forget everything in my world right now. So it's I truly thank you for wanting some pasty white kid from Windsor to jump on and help you out once a week. So I truly appreciate that, and no problem, I appreciate the support, the friendship, and everything. You and Jeff have been really good these last few weeks when I've needed to vent or to just scream at the top of my lungs about everything. You guys have been there for me, and I truly appreciate it. And it's we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna keep this thing going.
Cool. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the podcast. Follow Ryan on Twitter. I don't know what he does on there. I just tag him.
Basically, my Twitter is either just
he could be a giant racist, and I have no idea. I should check that out.
All I'm doing on Twitter is just sharing True Crime podcast and Rappa's podcast. That's all I do. I just keep on sharing, and that's about it. I'm gonna have to get into
the True Crimes because I've been lacking podcasts on Fridays. I listen to all the ones I need to, so I might have to download the ones you're listening to.
Oh, Small Town Murder, baby! Even Crime and Sports. The guys they do a Tuesdays Crime and Sports, Thursday Small Town Murder, and it's just comedy mixed with crime, and it's just fun. Mm-hmm. It's a blast. It's funny. I walk the dog and I'm laughing, and people are looking at me. I'm like, if you knew what I was listening to, you'd be laughing also.
Moira. So, if you haven't already, like I said, subscribe here on YouTube. You're gonna get a bunch of more content. Me playing video games. Maybe I'll unbox some toys. Maybe I'll start doing that again. I just started using my L8 Zoom mixer too. So it's going to be a journey of me getting better with this. Loud applause. But it should get better. I'm going to get more musical instrument stuff, make jingles. I have a bass over there that can hook up to this as well, and I can play out of here. It's going to be fun. I'm excited, and I hope you guys are excited too. Like I said, subscribe here on YouTube, on iTunes, on Podbean, on anywhere, everywhere you find Full Heel Podcast. Follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. And for those of you guys commenting and checking this out and wanting more fight companions, thanks a lot. Sorry we're on hiatus, but COVID really kind of knocked us out of it for a while. Some of my friends wanted to respect the ordinances or whatever was put in place and just stay healthy and not get exposed to it. And I got to respect that. I had to go to work, so I knew I was kind of safe. So I didn't push the subject. They're back. It's awesome. And I'm excited because there's a giant fight coming up soon on Fight Island. Within a month, I think. Like 3 title fights.
Yeah, that is what's that, like July 7th?
Something like that.
No, it's got. I think it's
15th. I think
the 15th is the first UFC Fight Island one, but the 251 is the Saturday before that.
Okay.
That's July 15th. That's my birthday, right? So I get some fights on my birthday. So I hope they fucking stack that card.
Nice.
You better fucking stack that. Give me a good birthday present, Dana.
Yeah. Give everyone a good birthday present for Ryan. So stay tuned for that. More fight companions to come your way, unless there's more spikes in COVID, but I'll figure something out. I need to break them down anyway if I can't get to them. Now that I do have the L8 mixer. I spent a lot of money on this bitch. Might as well use it and put it to good use and learn how to use it to its best capabilities. So thanks a lot for joining me and Ryan. Please subscribe, and
tell your friends.
Yeah, tell everyone. Share this podcast, and we will see you next time. Heel.